Okay. So here we just start. Okay. Hey Gayatri, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How about you?
Good, good. Hi guys. Hi to everyone who is watching this program, and
Hello, everyone.
yeah, thanks for joining us. So as I've said, do shoot your questions during the conversation. We'll be here for 1 hour, me and Gayatri. So do send in your questions. No question is a silly question, so we'll try to answer as many questions as possible. And let me just introduce Gayatri. Gayatri is a professional. She's an expert in English. So people who want English, you can talk to Gayatri. She's worked with Russell's for a very long time, and she's given seminars in English, and then she's an English trainer, and currently she is doing a private job. Yes, Gayatri.
Indra sir doesn't require any introduction, but still I'm just introducing him. He is a senior most skill development trainer and career consultant as well. So please don't hesitate to ask any questions regarding interview or personality development skills as we go ahead.
All right. Gayatri, the basic reason we are here today is interview preparation, of course. We're going to talk about interview preparation, and as we all know, many interviews happens in English.
Yes.
Unless it's a job requirement where you're being interviewed in regional languages.
Yes.
It could be Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Malayalam. But then, so majority of the jobs are done in English.
Exactly.
So probably I'll go ahead and start shooting my questions to you. And English is very, very important.
It's a global language.
It's a global language, and it's required for every job. Exactly. All right. So probably what I want to ask you, Gayatri, is that as English is very, very important for all of us as being an English faculty. So probably what I want you from is that can you go ahead and tell us and how can we go ahead and improve on English speaking, writing, reading fluently. Fluency is what many companies would expect from you.
Exactly.
So can you go ahead and tell us how can we go ahead and improve on English speaking fluency, reading fluency, and writing fluency?
Okay. So first, we must learn how to bake a bread before we make a cake, right? So English, as all of us have a phobia around it, like maybe because of our mother tongue influence, we'll not be able to speak, or the continuity of speech is a bit of problem for all of us. So basically, we have to first build up our confidence. Like for speaking, please, there is a time lag. Like when you form a sentence in your head and when you speak, there's time lag between these two. So you have to just see how to cover that time lag. For that, to improve your fluency, what you have to do is, see, it is something like swimming.
Okay.
Like when you want to learn swimming, there is no point in just going on reading and reading about it and taking guidance from somebody. You just have to plunge in. So this is what you have to do. Please get rid of your hesitation and start speaking to whom, like the people with whom you feel comfortable with, maybe your family members, friends, co-workers. Please keep speaking. Maybe you'll face some criticism in the starting. Maybe you'll find something difficult. But still, please understand that languages are like sisters. Okay? So if you are able to speak in your mother tongue, you can learn another language as well. So try with small sentences. Please keep on building your vocabulary. Like it applies to writing, reading, and everything. How do we build our vocabulary? This is where reading comes into picture. So make it fun. Please don't think that it is boring, you just have to slog ahead. Because if you make something boring or tiresome, you will never be able to learn that. Just make it fun. Read small books like storybooks or some articles in the newspaper, whatever subject relates to you. Because language can be learned from any vertical. So please don't think that you have to read grammar books only. Grammar is a part of language, I agree. It is the foundation or a skeleton on which you are going to build your sentences. Right. So you don't always have to sit with your grammar books. Please read storybooks or whatever articles which you like to read. Observe how they are forming sentences. Therefore, you can definitely improve your language fluency, either writing, drafting, or reading skills, speaking skills, everything.
Well, you spoke about criticism. That's one of the probably a phobia many people have in mind if they have to talk in English.
Yes.
One of the biggest reason I have come across when we interact with students and job seekers is that people are not habituated to talk in English because they're worried what somebody would comment on me if I go out and talk in English.
Yes.
So the fear of criticism. So probably you can just tell us, how can we overcome this fear of criticism so that they can start exposing themselves and start losing the fear of speaking in English.
Okay. So as I told you, it is something similar to swimming. You just have to plunge in and go ahead with it. Now coming to criticism, please understand that this is for your future. Okay? People who are criticizing you are not with you all through your life. You have to build your future, you have to build your career. So once you rise up in your career, there is nobody you can point or fingers at you. So please understand that there is no solution to fear. You just have to get rid of it by yourself. That's all. Take help of your mentors, take help of your teachers, take help of people who are encouraging you. Just push off the people who are trying to bring you down. That's all. So you are, I mean, when I was studying, maybe in my graduation, I was very poor at mathematics. So I almost failed in my BCom final year. So there's one sentence which my maths lecturer told me, which I remember till date. Confidence is half the victory. So when you have confidence, you can achieve anything and everything in life. So English is not a big matter.
Well, Gayatri, just happy to inform you that there'll be a lot of viewers who are going to join us, and probably they'll be sending us questions, and probably will help all of you to answer these questions.
Definitely.
So, continuing with English, Gayatri, what I want to ask you next is that how can we improve grammar? Okay, when we talk about English, the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is grammar, sentence formation, and word order. Actually, so the question is, in simple words, to make it simple and everybody can understand, what is that basic rules we need to follow to go ahead and improve on grammar, to go ahead and improve on sentence formation, and to go ahead and improve on word order? Well, as I said, today we are talking about interview preparation. One of the major requirement of any employer is that they want the candidate to go ahead and converse very fluently in English, for which sentence formation is important, word order is important, and the fluency is very important. You just gave some tips on improving English fluency, but then how can we go ahead and improve on grammar so that I don't make grammatical mistakes when I'm reading or writing or speaking? And then probably you can give us some tips on how can we improve on sentence formation and word order.
Sure. So, I mean, the gist of all your questions is like, how to talk or how to write fluently in English, right? Without making grammatical errors. So, grammar is something which is a skeleton on which you are forming your sentences. So, how do we learn grammar? It is not a big rocket science. What you have to do is you have to learn 8 parts of speech. For this, you can buy any standard grammar book which is there in the market. Okay? Then you just go through the structures, try to note down the simple structures which are there. That is the first step. And the second step is to read. Maybe even if you read 1 paragraph per day, please observe the structure of the sentence. Or how these sentences are being placed, what are nouns, what are verbs, how they are placing the conjunctions and all. You'll come to know as you read. Even start with 1 paragraph per day. So this is something like homework. If you do this, maybe in 1 or 2 months, you will be able to write without grammatical errors and also speak. For speaking, what you need to do is, pronunciation is also one of the factors which you have to consider when you are speaking English. I mean, you don't have to put on some accent, like I'm also speaking, like I'm not putting on any accent, right? But you cannot find my mother tongue influence in my speech. So to attain this, you have to take a newspaper or something, just stand in front of a mirror. Okay, you don't have to take anybody's help. Just stand in front of a mirror and read out aloud. I mean, you will be able to hear your pronunciation. So try to observe the newspapers. Newsreaders are reading the news. So slowly, as you practice and practice, you will be able to speak fluently without any problem. So this is one tip which you have.
Well, you used one word which is mother tongue influence.
Yes.
Well, mother tongue influence is basically thinking in mother tongue and talking in English.
Yes.
I mean, one of the most common things I've found among people is that, I mean, we all want to converse very fluently in English, okay? But then people who cannot speak very fluently, I mean, as a trainer, what both of us have found is that somebody thinks in their own mother tongue. For example, my mother tongue is Telugu.
Yes.
I go ahead and think in Telugu and convert that into English.
Yes.
So there we see that when you do this, I mean, you think in Telugu, which is your mother tongue, and talk in English. What happens there is that the sentence formation goes wrong,
Yes.
and the word order goes wrong,
Yes.
and grammatically it's like a disaster.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, the meaning of the sentence itself is out. So
Yes.
probably, how can we avoid this mother tongue influence?
This is where grammar comes into picture.
Okay.
You don't have to be an expert. I mean, you don't have to excel in grammar, but you have to learn how to not make small mistakes. So even if you make mistakes initially, please take that as a learning experience. Don't get discouraged. Don't give up. Okay, you just have to keep practicing. Being a bit moderately strong in your grammar, then you start building sentences. Rome was not built in a day. So please start with words, then go to sentences, then start speaking. Everything should go together. Key for all these things is practice. Like if you just do it for 1 day, 2 days, and then give up on the third day, it is not going to work out.
Okay.
So please keep a weekly schedule. Extend into a monthly schedule. Just keep on practicing. Learn grammar, learn word formation, and improve your vocabulary later. This is how it goes.
You mean to say regular practice is
Regular practice is definitely required.
Regular practice on reading, regular practice on writing,
Yes.
regular practice on speaking.
Yes.
So,
also, if someone is speaking fluently, observe them. It is a learning process all the time. Like you don't have to keep a schedule and say that I'm going to learn English for 1 hour today. I'm going to learn English for half an hour today. It is not like that. It is a go-round process. Like when your lecturers are speaking, somebody is good at English is speaking. Please observe them and learn from them. So it is a continuous process. Make it fun. Make it fun. It is not a rigorous schedule. So it's like that.
So probably you can give us some more tips on losing English speaking fear.
So it is just to take a plunge in that. That's all. There is nothing to fear. It is just another language like your mother tongue. As I told you, languages are like sisters. So please be confident that when you can speak one language, definitely you can learn another language. Just drop your fear. If once the fear is gone, everything is clear. That's it.
So probably then we'll move on to vocabulary. As you just mentioned a few minutes back.
Definitely.
That if we have to speak fluently,
yes.
or write fluently, or speak fluently,
yes.
What one would need is vocabulary. Right? So you need to be good at your vocabulary, then probably only in that case you'll be able to speak fluently.
Yes.
I mean, what we have seen as trainers is that lack of vocabulary is an important reason why people are not able to speak fluently, right? So probably one important question what I would want to ask you is that how can we go ahead and improve on vocabulary?
Okay, so the starting point is to first learn sentence formation. To talk simple sentences, you don't require a huge word bank or vocabulary. So once you are strong in your sentence formation, then comes the point of improving your vocabulary. Because language is definitely an expression of your hearts, like whatever you want to say, right? This is how you impress people. This is how you convey your expressions. So the more effectively you can speak, like the wide variety of words which you can use, it will garner attention of the interviewer, or maybe if you're giving a presentation, it will garner the interest of your clients or audience or whomever. So if you want to improve your word bank, there is no shortcut to it. You will have to work a bit hard. How do I improve my vocabulary? Like how do I extend my word bank? How do I learn more words? This is where learning comes into picture. Okay? So it is not found in your textbooks. Please go out of the box. Go and try to read. Okay? These days, even in our days we had to struggle a bit, sir. We had to really pick up hard copy books and read. But today in technology, vast technology, Amazon Kindle, you have a lot of things which you can just download.
Right.
Today you are going to, if you are traveling to your college for maybe 1 or 2 hours, please don't waste that time. Take up an article, take up a book, read it. Just 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs per day will suffice.
Okay.
But slowly, it is word bank. I'm calling it bank because you're depositing the words day by day, right? So make it a slow learning process and then you can improve.
Well, what Gayatri is suggesting is that if you want to go ahead and lose your English speaking fear, regular practice, point number 1. And if you want to go ahead and improve on your language fluency, as she just said, you need to go ahead and build up your word bank. So probably you can go ahead and build your vocabulary as she suggested just now, by reading, by writing, by speaking. Learn new words every day is what you mean, right?
Yes.
Learn new words every day.
See, here I'll give you a tip. Maybe if you have your friends like who are interested in learning English, okay, let it be a small competition between you both.
Okay.
Just see how many new words you have learned, how many new words your friend have learned. You know, it is like a small kind of competition which will keep you going, like you want to learn more. You can do that as well. Make it fun, make it fun. Don't just sit and read it like your English classes, grammar teachers, it's nothing like that.
Right.
Please make it fun, that's it.
So probably, I mean, she's just trying to say that English is just a language just like any other language. And then provided you go and learn it in a funny way, I mean, you can learn it in a funny way. And then one fine day you will realize that just like your mother tongue, you're talking English.
Yes.
And that's
So did we learn English in one day?
No.
Then it's the same thing. Okay? The only difference is like we don't have fear because we know we are confident. Confidence is the key here. When you know you can do it, then you will do it. Okay, that's it.
Probably a built-in confidence, and more than confidence, I would say willpower, saying that I can do it.
Yes,
so
don't tell to yourself that let me try. Okay, let me try. Maybe I can do it. Please forget that word. You just say that I can do it and I will do it. Then you will be able to do it.
So, as we are talking about jobs today,
yes,
for which the gate you need to pass through is an interview. Okay, so probably what I would want you to suggest all of us is that how important is English from a job perspective?
I would tell that it is very important. It's crucial as well because you know, like it's a global language as we discussed before. So a lot of companies would be interviewing you in English only.
All right.
Okay. If it is a regional kind of job, it is different. But everywhere else, English matters. So it is not. I'm not telling you that you have to talk more.
All right.
So the key here is to talk less, but to say more. Okay. Talk less and say more. For this, you need to practice. You need to understand what you have to speak and put it in a brief form instead of making into long sentences. Once you speak long sentences, people will lose interest in what you're speaking. So this is very important here. For this, you have to have a hold on your language. You have to make it precise, make it crisp, make it to the point, nail it there. For that, you need to practice a lot.
You need to say develop upon the language.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, one of the factor, Gayatri, just want to share with you that when people go for interviews, the phobia that's there in mind, especially in freshers actually, this is where, and the reason why we're doing this program, is that, you know, they have a fear of expressing in English. Yeah. So how do we overcome this interview fear from an English perspective?
Okay. Like first thing what you have to do is to stop thinking in your mother tongue and talking in English. Start thinking in English and talking in English. That is the first step to do.
Okay,
and then, as I said, you just have to take a plunge in that talk speaking. So it's very simple. Like when you are afraid of something, it just looms large in front of you. But when you take it, when you just see, I'm not telling you that you should win your first interview, be successful in your first interview. There is no rule that way.
Okay.
Maybe even I was not successful in my first interview. Okay. So but you didn't lose it completely because that's a practice. Okay.
Right.
So you understood how the interviewer is going to shoot questions on you, how you are going to feel, how you're going to face it. That is definitely a practice session for you.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 interviews, even if you fail, it doesn't matter. Just go and hit the next one. Right. That is what you have to do.
Well, probably we'll take up a question, Gayatri.
Sure.
And then Anil Kumar Shravya. Yeah, Shravya says, happy to see you on live, sir. Yes, we are happy to see you. And let's see your message, Shravya. And Shravya's question is how to improve. Probably she's asking the same question, like how do we improve on English? Right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
How to improve on English is just to start talking. That's all. Start talking, start writing, read more.
Okay. Yeah. So probably I just want to summarize what Gayatri said as far as English is concerned. Number one, just believe yourself that yes, I can talk in English. English is just another language, just like another language. That's what I'm just trying to tell all of you. Okay. And then English is needed, as she just said about the importance of English. that for your job, because you want to talk to customers, you want to talk to your
Even if
colleagues.
you want to go for further studies also, it is required.
Right.
Okay, for you to do your thesis or anything.
Right.
Language is the basis over there.
I mean, net for your profession is English is needed.
Exactly.
Actually, okay. So don't have that English phobia in your mind. Just take it out of your mind and start reading, start writing, start speaking in English. And don't have that phobia that somebody would criticize me, somebody would laugh at me, somebody would joke at me if I start talking in English. So the best friends is your family. You can, I believe, that's a good suggestion. You can go ahead and start talking to your family. And then, and I believe, as you said, one suggestion I would like to add to what you said, go ahead and stand in front of a mirror and practice. Yeah, you got your best friend in the mirror.
Yeah, I told them that.
Right.
You are your own hero first, then come the hero.
I mean, seriously, she's got a good point. You're your own hero. You're your own hero in Australia, right? And then everyone, yeah. So go ahead and that's the way we can go ahead and improve. So just keep on reading and writing and speaking, and then mistakes will happen. And mistakes are a proof that you're trying. So without mistakes, things will not improve. So go ahead and do mistakes, and then so mistakes will correct you. Keep correcting your mistakes, and then you can definitely go ahead and improve on your English language. Okay. So I'm just checking on. There's one more message we have got. Yeah. Shravya says because of COVID-19, we have more time in hand right now. Please suggest how to utilize the time in learning English to achieve a job. Right. Yeah. I mean, blessing in disguise for many people.
Yes.
I mean, one side it's bad about COVID, what's happening, but then many people have time, and Shravya is asking how can we utilize this time for improving English language. Yeah.
Start by reading. Like you can just download few books from Amazon Kindle if you have. So just download whatever subject interests you, the books or the subjects which interest you, and start reading. Then start practicing, like start talking and writing, expressing things, sharing with friends. You can make video calls and chat with them as well.
Right.
You can do all these things. Make it fun.
Okay. Nice. So as I said, we are talking about interview preparation today. So this is what Gayathri had to say as far as English is concerned. So please go ahead and shoot more questions. I mean, even after the program, do call us. We'll go ahead and help you. Both of us are working together to go ahead and help you people improve your English language.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So probably we'll move on, Gayathri. From here, what we'll do is we'll move to the interview part.
That's the most crucial part.
Yeah, interview part.
Yes.
So as we said, the program intention is to give you some tips and talk something about interview preparation, right? So we'll go ahead and start talking about interview preparation, Gayathri.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm so glad that I now got the opportunity to shoot questions itself.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Right.
Sir, actually, there are many kinds of interviews, right?
Right.
Like say job interviews are only a part of it. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of interviews. But can you just throw some light on what an interview is? What does it mean?
Well, it's a very important question. Just now we were talking about fear. I mean, there are different kind of fears people have. We just spoke about English, so people have English-speaking fear, and another kind of fear which many people have, especially freshers, Gayathri, actually. Okay, first interview of life.
Yes. And I remember my first interview now. There was a huge interviewer who was interviewing me, and I was just feeling like it's better the earth would crack and I would go inside. And it's like, I remember that. I've gone through that. Don't worry, all of you. Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
Right. So let us try to understand what's an interview first of all. As the word says, it's an interview. Inter is conversation, interaction between two people. I mean, you are looking for a job. I mean, you need employment, and we all know interview happens in different ways. It can be on telephonic, it can be face-to-face, it can be video. Nowadays, as we all know, as Shravya was saying, COVID time, so interviews happen virtually, right?
Yeah.
So it may happen on telephone and video as well. Okay. So first of all, one of the biggest reason of fear of facing an interview is that probably lack of planning, lack of preparation, and lack of practice. I mean, when it comes to subjects, I can go to a lecturer, I can go to the principal, I can go to the HOD and then ask questions. But then people don't have ways and means or guidelines as to how to prepare for an interview.
Yes.
Actually, okay. So if you want to go ahead and lose your interview fear, so first thing what you need to know is that the step number one is go ahead and know the meaning of an interview. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the meaning of an interview. Interview is a conversation. It's a negotiation. It's a dialogue. It's a mutual discussion between you and the company, or you can call it as an employer and the job aspirant or the job seeker. Okay. So as the company is very much interested in giving you a job, right? And you are very much interested in getting employed with that company.
Yes.
So, so you should understand that there is going to be a dialogue. There is going to be a conversation between you and the human resource person. We call it as an HR generally.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
So let us understand that because I need a job, so I just go ahead and have to talk to the company representative either on phone or a video or audio or face-to-face interaction as well, because interview happens in all these ways. So please understand that interview is a mutual conversation. There is no reason to get scared, to get nervous, to get tense. I mean, you're getting scared, you're getting nervous, you're getting tense because, as I said just now, probably lack of planning, lack of preparation, and lack of practice as well. Okay. So, but one thing you should keep in mind is that just say to yourself that I need a job, so that's the reason I'm going to a company. I'm going to meet a company representative, and obviously he's an unknown person. You're going to meet him for the first time, right? So just keep in mind that I need to go out and talk to him and see. I mean, tell him how am I'm suitable to this company, and then tell is that what is that I have in my blood, so that is going to be useful to the company. So that's what is an interview. So interview is just a conversation where the company company person is trying to understand how is this person is going to be useful to my company, and what you need to do is you need to go out and tell the interviewer that how is that you're going to be useful to the company. So it's just a mutual conversation. It's just a mutual dialogue. It's a mutual interaction. So that's the basic meaning of an interview.
So you mean to say that there is no pressure around it?
Absolutely, because the more pressure you feel around, the more pressure you're creating on yourself. So just take an interview as a dialogue, a meeting between you and the company.
Yes.
Because the company person, without knowing you, we cannot give you a job. And you're not going to join any company blindly, because without knowing what is the nature of job and the pay scale and the shift timing and things like that.
So I guess here about the main step of preparation comes into picture, right? Can you please give us some steps like tips how to prepare for an interview?
Yeah, obviously we're going to talk
from a fresher point of view.
Yeah. So preparation is, as I said just now, planning, preparation, and practice is important. But then initially, what I suggest is that we spoke about the meaning of an interview, and we also need to understand the purpose of an interview. So the reason the company person wants to talk to us is that he just wants to find out mainly a couple of things. One is about the educational qualification, because many company has a standard of hiring a relevant educated person. It could be engineering.
So do you say that we need to read the job description before we ever apply for?
Obviously, job description, yes. I'm going to talk about the job description. In short, we call it as a JD. But then, what we need to do right now is that we are trying to talk about the purpose of an interview, where the reason the company person is taking your interview is because he wants to know whether you are suitable to the company or not, and you want to know whether the offer being given by the company is suitable to you or not.
Yes.
Right? So the purpose is to find out whether both of you are suitable to each other.
Yes. Yes.
So please understand the meaning. Please understand the purpose of an interview. And what we are doing right now is we are trying to talk about the different steps for interview preparation. One is understand the meaning of an interview. One is understand the purpose of an interview. And then there are different steps. So today, I just want to tell my audience that, we are talking about the interview preparation steps. Provided you follow these steps, we people, as we are experts in interview preparation and teaching the job seekers how to prepare for job interviews, what I'm trying to tell you is that just follow the steps what we are guiding, and then I'm very, very sure you'll be doing very well in a job interview. That will help you crack the interviews, and you'll win your dream jobs.
Yes.
There's no reason why.
The dream job, the word itself is like,
Yeah. seriously, because everybody wants to get into a dream job.
Exactly.
But then they need some guidance on how to prepare for an interview.
Yes.
So as a part of interview preparation, what I suggest everyone is that go ahead and understand the meaning of an interview. That's step number one. Go ahead and understand the purpose of an interview. That's step number two. And coming to the question you just asked, Gayatri, about steps for interview preparation. I mean, it's thanks for the beautiful question. You know, it's interview preparation steps or the process of how can I prepare for a job interview is something very, very important. So right now, I just want to spend some time here telling all of you how do we prepare for a job interview. Step number one is know something about the company. You should know something about the company. I mean, today I go for a movie. Before I go for a movie, I just try to know who is in the movie and then
read the preview and go.
Yeah, read the preview and go. Okay. I mean, if it's a bad preview, I don't go. If it's a good preview, I go.
Yes.
Right. So, step number one, when you're preparing for an interview, everyone is that go ahead and something know about the company. What business do they do, and which locations are they present, and nature of job they are offering, and probably you can also try to know something about the management. About
The CEO, and the vision and mission of the company.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Because now that this word has come, vision and mission, it's one of the very important questions that's shooted by the human resource people is that what do you know about me?
Yes.
What do you know about my company?
Yes.
Right? So one of the very important steps under interview preparation is that go ahead and know something about the company.
Yes.
So that's step number one. And next thing is about the job role. Now, nature of job. When I mean to say job role, the nature of job. See, if you go for an interview blindly, without knowing what is the nature of job the company is offering you, all right? So ultimately, you may find yourself in a very confusing state whether to accept this offer or not, right? When you're giving an interview. I mean, I am a MBA graduate. I'm looking for a finance job or a human resources job, and you go and land up in an interview which is related to marketing, and I mean, you're in a dilemma whether to go ahead and take this offer or not. So, very important thing what you need to do is that when you're going for an interview, you need to study what is the nature of job or the job role what the company is offering, right? So this is another step. And
what are the different kinds of questions that we can expect?
Yes, I'll definitely give you the questions in one of the questions which we are going to answer it today. But I'm just trying to give you more points on how can we prepare for a job interview.
Yes.
Okay. So one is know about the company. Number two, the job role. And most important thing as a part of interview preparation is that you need to go out and understand, of course, the job role. And next question you need to understand is that what are the skill sets?
Yes, that's
very, very important. What are the skill sets which the employer wants from me? I mean, every job needs skills. You want to get into an ITA job, you want to get into an engineering job, you want to get into a marketing job, you want to get into different kind of jobs, right? So one of the important thing is that you need to understand what skills you need. Now, if I want to go ahead and yesterday I was talking to a student who wanted a job as an HR. So I was just trying to evaluate does she have the relevant skills? Relevant is the right word. You need to go ahead and understand what are the skills which the company wants from us, right? Okay.
Yes.
And once you understand, once you identify the skills needed by the company, next thing is you need to self-evaluate. You need to go ahead and compare yourself to the skill set requirements, what the company wants, and what do you have. Now I am asking, for example, I'm telling you today, I may want good communication skills, I want problem solving skills, I want you to be flexible and adaptable, and then aptitude and reasoning skills. I want you to be good at MS application tools, and I may want you to be good at some programming languages. Like these are some skill sets. We call it as soft skills, right? Soft skills and hard skills. So probably I just want to. I mean, this is my expectation. What I want from you, right? So I mean, you have to go ahead and list down what is that the company fellow is wanting from me, and what is that I have. So once you do the comparison, then what you can do is that you need to go ahead and brush up whatever is needed before you go for it. right?
So just for what I just said, whatever I understood and whatever my experience says is that there are two kinds of skill sets which you need to have. One is people skills or something which you said that soft skills, like
Right.
that is one perspective, and the other one is technical skills. You are being extensively, as a student, you are being extensively trained in your technical skills through your colleges, through your schools, or maybe whatever training you are taking outside. Okay, so that is one thing. Like whatever your grades say, we'll talk about your technical skills. But your personality skills or soft skills, they form an integral part. Like maybe 70% of your work is based on your people skills, like how you talk to your team, how you coordinate, all these things. Like as Sir said, your planning, your flexibility, your adaptability, your personality, all these things are something which you have to improve on your own. So,
Right. So, I mean, there's a question I just want to take right now. This question is again from Shravya. She says that, are you conducting any online classes for interview preparation and English classes? Yes, it's a good question. The answer is yes. Okay. We have Gayatri who can train you up on your English, and you have me who can teach you the interview preparation part. So both of us are here to work for you. So today the world is virtual, so go ahead and join us online, and let's get skilled up.
yes.
Okay. Yeah. So we were talking about the interview steps actually. So the next step is you need to go ahead and understand the interview process. Now, if you are going for an interview, a very important thing you need to understand is that what are the different rounds you have to face in a job interview. Now, let me tell you, Gayatri, as per experience, I'll tell you. Number one, I mean, a candidate who is going for a job interview, he is tense, he is nervous, he's anxious, he's curious
Exactly.
about a lot of things.
Yes.
One is maybe a first interview of my life, and may or may not be proper planning, preparation, and practice, right? And what questions would be asked? I mean, we are every one of us are worried
Because that is the largest examination of all of our life. Like whatever exams we wrote before is for this
Exactly.
final step. This is the gate, this is the pass.
Exactly. So, what questions would be asked actually?
Yes.
Okay. So, we are here to give you questions. We are here to give you answers. So, go ahead and talk to us. One of the important thing you need to do before you go for an interview is that you need to go ahead and understand the interview rounds or the company's interview process. Many companies, as we know, on social media, different job sites, they clearly mention the interview process. Okay, which would be the first round, which would be the second round, which would be the third round. Is it one round? Is it two rounds? Is it three rounds? So that would be mentioned actually. Okay, so it's very important for all of us to go ahead and um, understand what is the interview process. Okay. So how many rounds will be there? And probably today, I think we're going to talk about interview rounds in a few minutes from now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So and next important thing what one needs to do when you're going for a job interview is, I mean, every step is important, whatever I said just now. But then one of the other important thing what you need to do before you go for a job interview is resume preparation.
Exactly. I was going to ask you about that. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, our ideas are matching, right? I mean,
That's a way to get this.
yeah, right. So resume preparation, we call it as resume or curriculum vitae, CV in short. Okay, it's very important to prepare a relevant resume. I mean, I would say a suitable resume. Okay.
So, what is the difference between resume and curriculum?
Right. So name difference. Resume and some
Because it is for freshers and curriculum vitae is for the experience.
nothing like that.
I heard it that
Nothing
way.
like that. But
Okay.
then you call it a resume or you call it as a curriculum vitae, CV in short. But then resume is one of the important document which tells the company what you are, why you are, where you are, and then it talks about so many things.
That's right.
Okay. So as we are talking about resume preparation, I just want to give you some important information that should be mentioned in a resume. Okay. Apart from your name, your telephone number, your email ID, and depending on the requirement of the company, yeah, maybe you may have to share your LinkedIn ID and things like that. Apart from these common information, the first thing that's important on a resume is career objective.
Yes.
Career objective. Now, let me tell you that whatever you write in a resume, it belongs to you. Now, Gayatri's resume is about Gayatri. You need to go ahead and demonstrate, display, exhibit, show what is written in there. Because I would like to look at your resume, it tells me what you are. So
even before you reach the interviewer, it just forms an impression of who you are, right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, yes. There are many cases where you mail your resume before you go there. So yes. The resume is already on the table of or the laptop of the interviewer.
It happens in most of the cases.
Exactly. Yes. So career objective is something very, very important. We have to understand what is career objective first. Now, career is professional life, and objective is an aim. Objective is a goal. Objective is a target, what I want to achieve in my career. Now, one piece of information I just want to give it to everyone is that you need to go ahead and write the relevant, suitable, correct, presentable career objective. Okay, it has to be in your own words. I mean, there are a lot of examples for career objectives, and we do write resumes. So make it simple. And don't take me wrong. In English, there is something called as a KISS policy. People say that keep it simple and short.
Yes.
Keep it simple and short. Resume has to be short, crisp, and keep it simple and short.
Yeah.
You need to be.
That is where it's something similar to what I told just now. Countless
Right.
and say more.
Exactly.
It's not the number of words that you use. It is whether you've expressed yourself in a short and sweet way, in a simple way, without complicating things, using the right words.
Make it simple.
Exactly.
Right? So apart from your career objective, important contents of a resume is that now depending on the nature of job, depending on the company you are applying for, you can go ahead and mention your educational qualifications. You can, importantly, you go ahead and mention your technical skills and your soft skills. And then
which are called as your strengths. So you will speak about your strengths.
Yeah.
What you are good at.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, strengths. I would like to give you some alternative words for strengths. I can call it as a strength. I can call it as competencies. I can call it as traits. I can call it as attributes.
Yes.
And these are the different meanings of these words. Okay. Yes. So go ahead and mention your traits because somebody may ask you, tell me your personal traits. Right?
Yes.
Okay. And then apart from your traits, then you go and talk about your educational experience, and then goals is something we talk in an interview, but not in a resume. Okay, and then you can go ahead and mention your projects and internships.
Exactly.
You can talk about your achievements and trainings. If you undergone any trainings, it could be soft skills training or a training on a particular subject where you are a certified trainer. I mean, you got a certificate. You can say that I've attended a training and I'm a certified person. So and so on so subject. Okay, and then then you talk about your personal information. I mean, this is overall list of different things what has to be mentioned in a resume, and then depending on the type of job and the need, you go ahead and mention whatever is needed. But ensure that your resume is short and crisp and very much understandable and informative, right?
Okay. That's whatever you need.
Yeah, so that's one of the resume preparation is one of the interview step. And then going forward regarding the interview preparation, I would suggest that you need to go ahead and plan, prepare, and practice well, so that you will not have any problem in facing an interview. You can do very well. And next step, I would like to give you, Gayatri, as far as interview preparation is the documents, right? So
everyone of us have a confusion like what should we carry, what should we not,
right,
when we attend an interview.
Exactly. Okay. So I mean, any interview, they may have intimidated you, they may not have intimidated you, but make it a practice to go ahead and take important documents right from your basic education, that is SSC, to your intermediate or diploma, and to your graduation, to your post-graduation. And apart from the educational documents, you need to, as a list of documents, what you need to carry for an interview, you need to go ahead and carry the interview call letter. So many of us miss the mail. We don't check the mails, so go ahead and check the mails. And if you got any email from the company, that's kind of a letter inviting you for the interview. So go ahead and take a printout and then,
organize it into a proper folder.
Exactly. Organizing is the right word. I can say that, it's important to have your documents, but at the same time, you need to put it in order. Keep it in an order. That shows that, you are good at planning.
Yes, that you are disciplined in your mind.
Exactly.
And you know.
Yeah, and you're good at planning, you're good at organizing.
Yes.
Right? So go ahead and ensure all of you that, you go ahead and put your documents, a right order so that, whichever is needed, you can go ahead and pull it up and then give it to the HR interview. Okay. And one more step, last but not the least, dress code.
Grooming skills.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
So you need to go ahead and follow.
First impression is the best impression.
Obviously, first impression is the best impression.
Yes.
You need to go ahead and dress up.
So first you feast the eyes of the interviewer and then go on. Yes, sir. Please throw some light on that.
Right. Okay. I mean, the dress code is very, very important. And then, so boys and girls wear a decent dress. I mean, so you can go ahead and go in a blazer or a tie or a formal dress. I mean, I can put it in a
formal
dress for guys actually.
Yes.
For girls,
but then also like you can go ahead with your traditional dress also. Maybe you can go in chudidar or whatever, but keep it crisp. That's it. Don't overdress. You can wear a simple kind of jewelry. Just look elegant. Elegant is the word which I can use.
Okay. So as a last step, as a part of interview preparation process, my suggestion is go ahead and ask relevant questions. Now, one of the important rule of an interview is that, as we said, interview is an interaction between you and the interviewer.
Yes.
It may be one person, it may be two people, it may be three people who want to take your interview, and then go ahead and ask relevant questions. Now, interview is a place where you need to talk and the company person need to talk. So there's going to be a mutual conversation between both of you. And generally, what happens in an interview, Gayathri, is that they would ask you, "Do you have any questions for me?"
Yes.
And so probably that is the time you can go ahead and ask your questions and then get it out, clarify.
So this is the trickiest part. So can you please tell us what questions we can ask? Although there may be a lot of things, zooming in our mind, but what are the questions which you can shoot out to the interviewer without any hesitation?
Well,
from a safe place. Like.
Right. First of all, it's an awesome question. Yeah. What are the questions we can ask to the interviewer actually? Okay.
Because there are certain borders which we need to maintain, right?
Exactly.
So because they're in a place of command, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
So we are, even though they are giving us an opportunity,
right.
We need to use this window without, being
limits.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, limits is the right. Probably, you know how you performed in an interview, right? So the interview may happen. Maybe I don't know. Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, different rounds actually. Okay. So one question you can ask is that what are the chances of me getting selected for this job? That's one of the questions. Okay, and then you can also talk about the work location. You can talk about the salary, what are you expecting, and the shift timing, and nature of job.
Any benefits which the employees may avail, like when they become a part of the organization.
So basic. I mean, the HR would generally would inform in an appropriate round. Once there are some initial rounds which you need to clear as a part of selection process. Then you need to go ahead and once you finish it, there is something called as an HR round, where you will be exclusively spoken about the salary structure, what the company is offering you, and the work location and agreements and all these things. Okay. So you can go ahead and so ensure that you ask relevant questions. You can ask, as I said, something about the chances of you getting a job, and then when can you start working, what would be your work location, your nature of job, that's the company offering you.
Like when they offer us an opportunity to shoot out questions, right? But even if we don't give an opportunity, can we ask their permission to ask questions?
Obviously. Exactly. As I said, interview is not a one-way conversation. Interview is a two-way conversation. I mean, you need to talk and he needs to ask you questions, and you need to ask questions and you need to answer.
In case if they don't offer, like if they don't tell me, I mean, if they don't give me an opportunity,
you can definitely ask him, sir, I have a question for you. Can you please ask me?
Okay.
So otherwise, there would definitely a time would come in an interview round as a part of different interview rounds.
So you mean to say that if they don't give us a window of opportunity, then we need to wait till the end, till the last round of the interview and then ask this question?
Yeah, you can ask because generally, as you said, last round is generally the QA round, we call it, question and answer round, where generally most of the interviewers, they are very fair, they understand that, you may have some question. It's not like he asking question and you answer. They would definitely give you a chance, and if that doesn't happen, go ahead and get the doubts clarified by requesting, sir, I have a question, can I please ask? Definitely they should answer your question.
The question about salaries is quite enticing, but do you think we can ask that question?
Yeah, sorry.
The question about salary is quite enticing. Like I would like to know what I would be paid, but do you think it's appropriate to ask the question?
Well, salary depends. You're a fresher or an experienced person. Okay. If you're a fresher, generally the company would announce that this is the CTC what we are planning to offer you for freshers. And if you have that information, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm telling you as a part of interview process, generally what happens, Gayatri, is that in interviews, initially you'll have the initial rounds like technical round or group discussion or just a minute round and online test probably. So next question is we're going to talk about the interview rounds actually. Okay? But towards the closure of an interview, negotiation will happen. So where the company would definitely inform you. It is a duty of the human resource person to go out and tell you what is that they are offering you. So definitely you'll get that information. And we have one more question which says, Shravya, she's asking how to give a telephonic interview. Okay, how to give a telephonic interview. I mean, as I said, interview happens in different ways. Like it can be face-to-face interview, it can be telephonic interview, and it can be video interview. It can be a face-to-face interview. Okay. So the difference between answer to Shravya's question is that interview is an interview. Let it be a telephonic interview, or let it be a face-to-face interview, or a video interview, or an audio interview. So whatever I want to ask you in a face-to-face interview, the same thing may happen on a telephone. So I'm doing a telephonic interview for different reasons, right? Maybe I just want to check if you are the right person, suitable person, and do you have the right skills for doing a job in my company, I mean the job which I'm offering you. So that's probably a reason why I'm doing a telephonic interview. And they may do a telephonic interview to check your communication skills as well, right? Yes. So to check on your voice clarity, speech clarity, fluency levels, and then so that's the reason maybe. But otherwise, just take Shravya telephonic interview as another round of interview. And then, so my suggestion to all of you is that if you are preparing for a job interview, go ahead and practice face-to-face interview, practice on telephonic interview. So that's going to help you.
So face-to-face interview, sir has given a lot of tips on that. Yeah. Coming to telephonic interview, there are certain things, logistic constraints and all these things which you have to keep in your mind. Yeah. Like, can I say with your
please.
So please be aware of the time on which you are receiving the call. Usually they'll ask you like, what is the correct time when I can call you? Yeah. If you are not comfortable, please take 5 or 10 minutes and then tell. Like you can ask them to call you back after some time. If you can take the call, please take it. Now, when the telephonic interview is being conducted, please don't feel that because the interviewer is not able to see you, you can just relax. Fall back on your bed and speak to him. Your voice is carrying your personality to the interviewer. So please sit alert, stay alert, listen and answer very carefully. All your expressions are being mirrored in your voice. Please be aware of that. And in case if you're doing a video interview, the room in which you are taking the interview should be organized. Because here again, they will be able to see how disciplined you are, how organized you are. All these things you have to keep in mind. Simple, small things, but they are very important steps in your being selected.
All right.
I just wanted to add.
Yeah, adding to what Gayatri said, a phone rings and you wouldn't have expected the call would come.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. And we generally have a trend of answering the phones the way we do it.
Yes.
So just be careful. It can be your interview call.
Yes.
Right. And then if somebody says, hello, am I talking to? And then,
yes.
So just be quick enough to realize that it could be an interview call.
Yes.
Especially, when you applied on internet or social media.
Yes.
And maybe your colleagues shared your numbers to a company. So be alert. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
And so what I will suggest is that just keep practicing talking in English. be professionalistic when you're answering telephone calls, let it be with your friends or family or whoever it is. Okay. So obviously, when you get a call from an interviewer, so you would just go smoothly.
Yes.
So don't be shocked when somebody calls and yeah,
yes.
yeah. I mean, as Gayatri said, the way you answer your call, that reflects your personality. Exactly.
Yes, your voice, your body language, everything is being mirrored through your voice.
Right.
So please be careful about it.
Okay.
So even the posture also, if you're sloppy and you are answering the call, you don't think that the interviewer will not come to know.
That would reflect in your voice, Gayatri.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The way,
I was trying to say the same thing.
right. I mean, just
sitting in the right posture, it is not only to impress your interviewer.
Yeah.
Sitting in the right posture gives you the confidence,
Right.
gives you the seriousness that you're professional, you're on a professional call. So it's more important to you than to, you have to be truthful to yourself than to prove yourself to anybody.
Right. So probably as a first program, we want to go ahead and talk about one more thing, that is interview rounds. So we'll come forward with more programs, more topics for benefit of all of you. Okay.
Sure.
So at this point of time, for the audience, thanks for joining us. You can reach us on 879083597 for any help you need on skill development and your interview preparation as well. So Gayatri, what I want to talk right now is about maybe you have a question on this on the interview rounds.
Yes.
Okay. So one of the biggest thought that's there in a fresher's mind when I go for a job interview is one is on the different kind of questions that I may be asked, and the second one is on the interview rounds. What are the different rounds I may have to face in a job interview? And as I said during the interview preparation process, I said you need to go out and understand the interview process, interview rounds actually. Okay. I mean, so depending on the nature of job, depending on the company, never ever be worried about the number of interview rounds. That's the biggest thing we have found. People saying that oh my God, 6 rounds, oh my God, 5 rounds, oh my God, 3 rounds. So never worry about the interview rounds. All you need to understand is that the company, obviously, they would want you to scrutinize different levels by different people to check out the skill set requirements, whether you're matching the company requirements or not.
Yes.
So I would call it as a screening, a technical screening of what we call it. So that would happen in different rounds. So just don't get scared about interview rounds. My suggestion to all of you is that just understand these rounds. And if you just have an idea about the different kind of interview rounds, obviously, you also need to understand how these rounds are done. Then probably it's going to be very easy for you to go ahead and participate in these rounds and then be a winner in every round.
Yes.
Okay. So at the outset, I just want to tell you that I'm not put it in an order. So which round is going to be first, which round is going to be second, it's of no importance. It's up to the company, let them do whichever round. But we should have done practice. We should have got trained if necessary under professionals and preparing for a job interview. So here, I just want to mention different rounds, what generally happens in a job interview. And which round will be first, which round will be second, it's of no importance. It's up to the company, all right? So I would like to tell you that one of the most important round is going to be a self-introduction. So they may ask you, tell me something about yourself, introduce yourself, market yourself.
Answer your resume.
Yes, exactly. Advertise yourself, market yourself. I mean, somebody asked me, sell yourself. Oh my God. Do I need to sell myself? Oh, no. Right? Now, sell yourself is nothing but, go ahead
Present
and
present
yourself.
what you are, yes.
Right. Okay. And as Gayatri said just now, they may say that, run me through your resume, walk me through your resume, and take me through your resume. I mean, these are all the different terminology.
Questions which, tell me about yourself, These are different versions of it.
Yeah, different versions of tell me about yourself. And the meaning is same, that's talk something about yourself. Okay. So we're not going deeper, Gayatri, today into tell me about yourself. Yes. Probably in the next show, we'll talk about tell me about yourself. And next important round is going to be just a minute round.
Which we call as jam.
Jam, right? So what we need to understand, guys, is that we need to analyze what could be the reason behind this round. So what could be the reason? Why is this company doing this round? What is that the company would know about me if I go ahead and participate in this round? What is the company trying to extract from me from this round is something which we need to analyze actually as a job seeker actually. And the next round, which is one of the round which creates more tension among people, is the group discussion.
Yes, it leads to fights and arguments also.
Exactly. Okay. I mean, most of us watch the different television channels,
Yes.
both Indian and foreign channels as well,
Yes.
where you see a lot of group discussion happens. So, guys, our advice to all of you going for job interviews is that it's very much important to practice on interview steps. Let it be interview question and answers, let it be jam, let it be GD. And
See, jam is just a minute round is basically being conducted to see how you are thinking and
Right.
talking, and also able to integrate your words in a brief manner.
Exactly.
Jam means just a minute, means in a minute you have to speak whatever you have to speak.
Exactly.
You don't see, this is all about to see about your time management, how you're able to put your thoughts in an order and also express it in a short word. That is jam. Now, group discussion, why sir and me, we both are giggling, is that, see, this is where if they give you a controversial topic or something, see, you may differ from everybody, but you have to present it in a polite manner. This is to show how you are socially able to interact, how you can have a tab over your thoughts, how you are able to express your thoughts without offending somebody. So these are the main objectives of group discussion. So,
right. Well, we have an important question coming from Aprupa. She says, tell me an answer to the question, why should we hire you? I mean, it's an awesome question. Why should we
hire you? Yes.
Yeah, seriously, it's a very good question. Thank you, Aprupa. And then, why should a company give you a job, right? I mean, different reasons. I mean, you need to portray, as we said, you need to be short and crisp in giving the answers to the questions what the interviewer is asking. Don't try to over-impress me, just speak. So here, Aprupa, I just want to give you a tip before I answer your question on why should we hire you. In an interview, guys, just follow one principle, which is going to lead you to success. That is, speak what the interviewer wants to listen instead of speaking what you want to speak.
Yes, that's right? A very tricky.
Exactly. Right. So probably if you're a smart guy, you should understand what is that the employer wants from you, what is that he wants you to talk. So go ahead and speak what the interviewer wants to listen from you instead of talking whatever you want to talk. Right. So now coming to this question, why should we hire you? You have to be short and crisp. So number one, you can say that I would say that I have the required educational qualification, number one, as needed by the company.
Yes.
Number two, I have the relevant skills. I have relevant skills. Now, for example, if I'm applying for a job related to IT, okay, somebody is trying to hire you with experience on some platforms like Java, Python, and things like that. So you have to go ahead and tell him, sir, one of the reasons why I want you to hire me is that I've got the relevant skills. I've got the educational qualification. Number three, the third reason which you can say why should somebody hire you is that I'm good at my skill sets. It could be English, it could be communication, it could be soft skills. Number four is the technical skills. Okay. Number five, you can also say that I'm very passionate about doing a job related to IT.
Yes.
That's the reason I've done my BTech IT. So these are the reasons. I believe these answers what I gave would be convincing to you, and I'm sure I'll get a chance to work with your esteemed organization. So that would be my answer to Aprupa's question on why should somebody give you a job. Right. So we are going ahead with the interview rounds. Online test. Online test is generally related to aptitude reasoning, logical reasoning, mathematical reasoning, analytical reasoning. So, guys, it's important to go ahead and learn aptitude reasoning as well. I mean, aptitude reasoning is something which is checked out in many interviews, even in competitive exams.
Yes.
So, aptitude reasoning. So, online test, it can be related to English grammar as well. It can be related to English grammar as well. So, online test is an important round. Next is telephonic. I think Shravya asked a question regarding telephonic interview. So interview can be an interview. It can be in different ways. It can be telephonic, it can be video, it can be audio. So go ahead and get ready and practice all these ways of interview rounds. That's going to really help you. And depending on the nature of job, now there are many MNCs who offer you jobs related to voice process. Okay, it could be calling, whether you get inbound voice or outbound voice process. So they may do a test on you on your voice and accent to take your voice quality, and accent is nothing but pronunciation.
So accent visualization, like you don't have to put on some accent, and talk, but talk without your mother tongue influence. Just push it away. Be clear in what you are pronouncing.
Right.
That's one point.
Right. As Gayatri said, go ahead and talk in neutral accent is what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Right. Speak in Indian and neutral accent. As long as you're talking, in such a way that the opposite person, the listener, is able to understand. Right.
Yes.
So
don't be very fast paced. Don't be very slow. So just keep it in a medium pace.
Right.
You can record your there is one tip which I can offer, like you can record your speech.
Okay.
When you're talking or when you're reading out, you just record your speech and then you listen it afterwards. You will be the best judge, and you will be able to know whether you're speaking in a medium pace or what is your stand. You can understand that.
So moving forward with interview rounds, probably towards the ending of the interview rounds, we call it as ops round. Ops round is generally operations round, where somebody from the operations team would want to take your interview. And again, it can be a video, it can be audio, it can be telephonic, it can be face-to-face interview. And then technical round is one of the most important interview rounds, where you will be checked out on your technical skills, which is needed for doing a job, right? Okay. And then towards the ending of the interview, you would have one round which is very, very important in an interview, Gayatri. That's an HR round.
Yeah.
Now, HR round is human resources round, guys. Okay. This is a round where many company HRs would tell about their company, what is the nature of their offering you, and what is the nature of salaries they're offering you for this job, and what are the skill sets they're expecting from you, and then behavior, and then flexibility, work location, salaries, and then agreements. Is there an agreement which you need to sign? And then these are all the different things what an HR would tell you. And then disciplinary, integrity. So these are disciplinary expectations.
These are personality traits which sir mentioned.
Right.
So these are also very important, which you train yourself in.
Yeah. So probably if you know what happens in HR round, this is what happens in HR round. And that's basically a negotiation round where he will go out and tell you this is the salary what I'm offering, and provided there is option or time for negotiation, you can as well negotiate. Negotiation happens with basically experienced people. Freshers, you may have to accept or decline the offer what the company gives you. Okay. And last but not the least of an interview round is the QA round, as we just discussed, the question and answer round. So probably do ask relevant questions. And one of the important thing which you need to go and do before you go for an interview is that, go ahead and have a notepad and make a list of the questions what you want to ask. Maybe in that tension and nervousness what you are in an interview.
Please don't decline. Like when they give you an opportunity to ask questions, please don't decline.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
use the window to ask relevant question, and sir said maybe one or two, not many, but please ask.
Okay. So go ahead and see all those questions and get your doubts clarified before you walk out of the place. Okay. So guys, probably this is what we just wanted to present today, and then we'll come forward with more sessions like this. I hope this session has been very useful to all of you.
So in conclusion, I will just tell you a few things which are very general things. Whenever you're going to an interview or an exam or whatever, please take care of yourself first. Whatever you're preparing subjectively is okay. Whatever you're preparing for the interview is okay. But at the final moment, if you're not able to hit the ball in the court, that will be an issue. So what you have to do is, don't be anxious. Keep yourself hydrated. Take your water bottle. And there are, as we spoke about rounds, right? There are so many rounds. They're conducting rounds with another objective, that is to test your patience. See, in specific jobs like customer support or something, they want to see how long you are able to persist. So maybe they tell you that it's going to end by 4, it might not end by 4. I had an experience with with one of the organizations where I appeared for an interview. So it was there for 7 o'clock and we didn't eat proper food also. So please carry some water, keep yourself hydrated, see that you will have some bites in between. This is to test your stamina, nothing else.
Yeah.
Go
Probably.
on a positive set of mind. Be relaxed. Don't be anxious. When you are anxious, you cannot perform. I mean, you can have healthy kind of tension, but don't see your nervous system should not. You should not be nervous. You should not crash down. This is a crucial moment where you have to perform. So please be relaxed and go in a very positive state of mind. That's it.
Right. So we'll take the last question we have before we wind up. Uh, the question is from Anil Kumar Shravya, which is, what is the best way to perform a career objective in an interview, sir? Probably she's talking about career objective. As we said during the part of a resume preparation, depending on the type of job you're applying for. Now, resume is not a standard document, right? When you appearing for different interviews, depending on the nature of job, nature of job role you're applying for, your career objective has to be in line with what you're applying for. Okay. So the answer to Anil Kumar Stravya's question is that, um, just put it in simple words. Don't make it very complicated, because you should be able to present what you've written. So in career objective should be in line with what you're offering. Now let me give you an example so that the Anil Kumar Stravya will understand the answer. Now let's say that you're applying for a home-based job and you're a graduate or a postgraduate. You can put it in a career objective saying that I'm a creative and skilled postgraduate looking for a home-based job across core or diverse domain where I want to use the skills and knowledge what I have and work for the benefit of the company and myself. Okay. It's a simple career objective which tells the interviewer that, oh, so this person is from this background and you're looking for this kind of a job. Okay. So I just want to wind up this great presentation by just telling all of you that plan well, prepare well, practice well, and from Gayathri's side, don't get nervous, don't get scared.
Relax, make it fun. That is the thing. Make it fun. Whatever
Exactly.
you're doing.
Okay. So probably you can, all of you can trouble Gayathri by calling her and talking to her in English.
Make it fun as well.
Right. She'll make it fun. She's great in making you, learning with fun. That's what I want to say. And from the interview point of view, this is just the first part of guys. We just came forward to tell you that don't get scared, don't get nervous. Provided you plan, provided you
Take one step
prepare.
at a time. Like don't try to bottle everything at
Right.
once. Just take one step at a time.
So provided there is proper planning, proper preparation, proper practice, it's going to be easy facing an interview. And you want to, we'll help you, pass on the interview very easily, provided you do some practice, and then you'll reach your goal. That's for sure. Okay, right. Thank you, Gayathri, once again.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you, everyone.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, see you everyone soon with another show. Thank you. Bye bye.